Quick thing before we get into this video. There's a lot of like points that I completely fucking missed. Because I just straight up forgot about it all because how much I rambled on and then switched subjects and then completely missed some things I meant to talk about. Sorry about that. And some parts of this video just seem kind of like, why did you stop? That was just me rambling on and completely getting sidetracked. Now, without further ado, here's the video. Alright, here we are. Well, this is my Elden Ring review. Sort of, it's gonna be, I don't know. I'm just gonna probably talk about the game, give my thoughts on the game, a little bit of a review of the game. But anyways, yeah, Elden Ring. I should have made this video a little earlier when I first completed the game, my first playthrough of the game. I beat the game, not quite 100%ed the game, right? But I did like a lot of the shit in the game. I played for 99 hours and 57 minutes before I beat the game for the first time. I then ran a New Game Plus run where I kind of just bum rushed the boss, the final boss, to beat the game because endings and I don't know, I was just playing for the combat, not so much, the exploration. Anyways, anyways, just I guess give the context of how much I played the game and well, yeah. So the easy question: should you get the game? Absolutely. I don't care honestly for anything at all. I don't know if there's any excuse to not get the game. Of course, this game might not be for you. It's very difficult, but it's also probably the easiest From Software game out there. Only because of built-in mechanics into the game. They're known as spirit ashes. Basically, in these set locations, you can summon these spirit ashes, and they vastly help you and make lots of boss fights and just if you can summon them in normal open world areas, a lot easier. That's why I think it's, this game is both the hardest and the easiest. Because if you don't do any of the spirit ash summons, good luck. Anyways, so the game. I think this game is phenomenal. I honestly don't know what to say about this game besides it's just absolutely fucking crazy. It is so goddamn good. I just could not stop fucking playing it. I mean, currently I'm sitting at like 114, 115 hours played on the game. Yeah, I've played this game a whole lot. It's just absolutely fucking phenomenal. Not to mention the open world. You normally despise open world games because usually it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I here? What's going on? Not a lot of games are like that, but it's also like, well, what the fuck do I do? And I feel, and especially a lot of open worlds are very vast, time consuming to travel, and well, there's nothing to fucking do in them. It's used to just run from point A to point B. It's very, sometimes some of them are fun to explore for the first time, but after that, it's just, it's a point A to point B type scenario. I think Elden Ring, fuck up the yawns. Anyways, I think Elden Ring is a phenomenal open world game. There is a lot of shit to do, and it's so fucking big. It's fucking huge. Lots of bosses too, but a lot of the bosses, in my opinion, that aren't like, mainly focused bosses, they're just, meh. Anything that's like, I would call them dungeons because, I play, Legend of Zelda and whatnot, but catacombs, caves, and tunnels. That's what they're called in game. They're basically underground little dungeon things that you go into, you do whatever the fuck, you fight a boss, then you're done. There's a lot of these throughout the game. Most of the bosses in them are just mediocre at best. God damn, fucking god. But some of the bosses are, oh my fucking phenomenal. Like, as much as I'm gonna, I mean, we're gonna get to a little spoilery territory. I do have some boss fights in this video that I will be showing of my gameplay in the boss fights. But they're against really end game bosses, so if you have not got to there, the spoilers for those boss fights will be upcoming. I'll put a thing on screen of a spoiler for those bosses. They're very late game. Anyways, yeah, the boss design and the boss is, you know, fuck the word I'm looking for. Boss design in both the, aesthetically and in mechanically, are very phenomenal for any boss that isn't a reused boss, a reskin boss, or a boss that's practically the same fucking boss you fought before but slightly different moveset. Basically, what I'm trying to say is any boss that is not found in a catacomb or a tunnel or a cave, they're just mediocre at best. However, some bosses, like I think any of like the main 12 main story bosses, I think there's actually 15. There's a lot of them that are just those ones are really fucking good. We'll go into lore. I'm not usually a big lore guy, but some games that have really fucking interesting lore, like the whole fucking Soul series and this game, have phenomenal lore. Not only the lore in this game, but the story is much more. I wouldn't say it's in your face, but compared to like Dark Souls 1, yeah, it definitely is much more in your face. Characters, oh my gosh, this game and its characters are absolutely fucking awesome. There is not a lot to dislike about this game if you dislike anything at all. Of course, there is, the community. The community is a little bitchy, alright, but you know what? Stay away from the community, and you're looking at a phenomenal game. I personally, I honestly can't name you. I think this might be not only my favorite video game of all time, but it might be damn well the best video game of all fucking time. Alright. Like, if you look at all-time greats of video games, you got, like, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Well, there's one big flaw in the original Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and that's the Water Temple. Everything about the Water Temple. It is a goddamn fucking nightmare. Anyways, and then I'll move on to, like, Elden Ring. It's like, well, I don't personally see any big spot in the game that is just like, this is fucking absolute fucking hell. Why the fuck is this here? Right? If we're not going to count like a boss fight or anything, right? But we're just going to count like the world itself. I have no complaints. It is just all phenomenal. And the lore and what I'm just fucking going back and forth. But anyways, yeah. This game is just on a different level. It is so fucking good, and you could have hours and hours and hours of playtime, depending on what you do and how you do it. It has replayability too, because I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of things I would have missed, and the things I still have missed if I hadn't, and near the end of my playthrough, I was like, alright, I want to get some achievements done, aka all the legendary armaments, all the legendary talismans, and the legendary... what's the other legendary one? Spells / incantations, right? So I pretty much looked up the shit for that and got them all really fast. I would have probably never found a lot of those in a million fucking years. But hey, who really cares? But yeah, the game's absolutely phenomenal. Story, endings. My goodness, the endings in the game are awesome. Now I'm gonna get a little spoilery about bosses and whatnot, and if the boss gameplay hasn't been in the background yet, it will be now. Anyways, we're gonna straight up start off hard and strong. Melania, the Blade of Miquella. Holy fuck, is she so fucking hard? But she is not this hard that had me fucking pissed. Every time I lost to her and every time I fought her, I enjoyed it. I actually did, right? I actually had a lot of fun fighting Melania. But it did get to the point where I just wanted to beat her. I simply felt that I couldn't beat her. Alright, best I could do, I straight up, I admitted defeat. I could not beat her on a one-on-one. Summon little Mimic Boy, the fight turns, I wouldn't call it turns into a joke, because she still kicked our asses, but she was not much less of a challenge. That's why I think this game is both the easiest and the hardest of all the games. Melania and herself, good luck. Now, it's also easy because it's open world in nature, and if you get stuck on Dungeon A, you can go to Dungeon C and beat Dungeon C, or do work in Dungeon C, or go explore Area B and Area D and whatnot, and come back to Area A or Dungeon A, right? That's what makes the game a little easier. I hop subjects. Anyways, move on to one of my favorite bosses in the game. Goddamn, the skeleton guy. The skeleton guy that rides the boat with the purple... Oh, he's my favorite boss in all of Souls. And anything about From Software, I love this boss, alright? This boss is goofy, it is fun. I nicknamed him Lean Boat. Dude, he pops a willy in a boat. That is so awesome. Oh, I should get a picture of him, but I don't remember his name. His actual real in-name name. If I can find a picture of him, there'll be a picture on the screen now of him. Because he's just awesome. I love everything about it. I love his design. I love his moveset. You find him 4 times throughout the game. He is awesome. Alright? I love him. I really do. Quest lines are typical Dark Souls-like, or Souls-like, where you gotta listen to dialogue to go do them. Other characters I will mention is Ronnie. I absolutely love Ronnie, both as a character and as a waifu, in quotation marks, because, yeah, whatever. Anyways, I like Ronnie. She's awesome. I got her ending, the first ending, because I wanted that ending. Anyways, you know, let me move on to, Melania. Actually, she pronounces herself, what was it, Melina? No, that's not Melina. I think it was Melina. Melina? I don't know. She pronounced herself some way, and I was like, holy shit, she pronounced it that way? Much like how they pronounce Dynasty in the game as Dynasty. That pisses me off because it sounds so weird. Anyways, I'm looking at you, Mog, the Lord of Blood. That's Dynasty. Anyways, that fight's in the background. That fight was fun because that fight I felt I could beat the fight, and I just needed to get good. Dragon Lord boss. That boss fight is awesome. Alright, that boss fight's awesome. Everything about it. The design, to how he like looks just curled up, looks like the 2 fingers, not to mention the whole lore behind the finger stuff. That's just cool. It's weird to think about like the fingers like that, but like it is seriously awesome. My favorite piece of lore so far from what I have experienced is Vike, the Knight of the Round Table. How he was the closest one to becoming the Elden Lord before we arrived, the player. And how he was brought to, he felt to go down into the depths and get stung by the 3 fingers and go frenzied. And he never ended up making it to the end of the thing, alright? But you can fight him in Mountain of the Giants, so he either fell and just like he got, I don't know, stopped at the Mountain of the Giants or whatnot. Anyways, that piece of lore is awesome because like his armor set asks if he did it for his maiden, because you do end up sacrificing your maiden at the mountaintop of the Giants, Melina. Talk of the Flame of the Frenzied Flame and Flame of the Frenzied Lord of the Frenzied Flame ending. Ugh. Wow. Melina pumps up, and she has to have some sort of connection to Ronnie. Alright? She and Ronnie have the same little eye tattoo around, I think, opposite eyes. I've heard somewhere that people think they are 2 separate, like, if they're like 2 halves of a being or somewhat. They were somehow separated or something. I don't know. There just has to be a connection. But maybe they're siblings, maybe they're not. I don't know. But also, Melina's got a mother. Oh man, this game's lore is just awesome. I'm kind of spearing on anyways, and this was with we were reviewing, not me rambling on about random shit. Anyways, I should have said this much earlier on because we got into a little bit of spoilery territory. Yeah. I might, but anyways, we'll just stop rambling. Alright, anyways. This game is phenomenal. I think it's not only my favorite game of all time, but I think it might be the best game of all time. And I got no real complaints. I can't name one thing that I wholeheartedly disliked. Maybe besides the final boss, but that wasn't so much because I hated the boss, more so the boss fucked me. Anyways, that's a bit for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Consider subscribing and liking and commenting. I post random crap on here, and you know, might make videos if anybody leaves suggestions, if I find them interesting or whatnot. I was gonna make, you know, the other reviews when I played the other Souls games like a few months ago, half a year ago, I don't remember when exactly, but I never ended up making it. But here we are now. Yeah. Anyways, peace.